Hello everybody, welcome to another daily dose of gaming news and all that good stuff. And as always, I also publish on Rumble, on the blogger stuff as an archive post, and on Patreon for extra support. And usually any kind of updates or anything related to live streams, I will do that on Twitter X platform. Just a quick update here. I did screw up. Oh, sorry, shit. I did screw up on the scheduling thing here. I managed to post yesterday the last episode of Prey, and I mixed up the scheduling of uploading the Fallen Northern Jedi. I will try to see what I can do today. Cannot promise anything, so I assume that the rest of the week is going to be a little bit mixed up. But the gist of it is I will maintain 2 active gameplay series, and I will maintain then the live stream stuff there, so I don't get overwhelmed too much with the posting of videos. And yeah, basically that's the gist of it. And of course, regarding a live stream schedule, I cannot commit to anything fixed because I usually do that when I have time from my work. Again, I have some clients that sometimes it's off hours, sometimes it's late night. I receive some stuff to do. I got that yesterday. I was streaming about 2 hours, kind of a thing there, and I start getting some messages for some urgent stuff, and I had to wrap up the live stream there. But yeah, that might happen. But I will always, when I see that I can have at least a slot of 2 hours, give or take, I will jump into the stream and do something there. Again, regarding, just to wrap up with the channel kind of updates there, live stream so far seems to be going okay. Streaming at the same time on YouTube and Rumble. Again, YouTube is 1440p 60, and Rumble I can manage 1080p 60. And of course, VODs is 4K 60 for YouTube, and around 1440p for the Rumble stuff. Yeah, it's what I can manage at this time. Hopefully, later this year, I'll be leveling up a little bit my game here, especially on the streaming side. But yeah, at this moment in time, 2 active gameplay series, live stream when I can, and the daily news is as it usually been, except for Sundays. So let's get started from some news. Not a lot of kind of good news here and there. In overall, in terms of industry, seemingly this, Scott Eckerman, the guy who was presenting a lot of the GPU stuff, he got out from AMD, and it's I think he was in this Grok thing here, and he made a comment regarding how NVIDIA treats their partners. Again, we saw a little bit of the peak. We took a peek behind the curtains to a certain extent with EVGA just quitting on making partnerships with NVIDIA regarding the GPUs, even though they were basically an exclusive partner with them, and we didn't see anything since then. It's been almost 2 years, because they had like a prototype for the 4090 that was going around with J2 He received the non 40, I think it's the 40 series, right? I think so. Yeah, the 40 series. But yeah, we saw that kind of supposedly treatment from AIBs and partners with NVIDIA, and we are seeing more because of the demand of AI stuff. They kind of behaving like to a certain degree, it seems they always behave to a certain degree like this, since they got a lot of the lion's shares of the market regarding like GPU chips. We got here regarding like delaying shipments even of already ordered products, which is basically clients pay for those products and then they get delayed shipments. And basically it seems that this practice leads to clients just not even considering alternate options because they are afraid of not getting delivered the NVIDIA chips ones. Is very weird what's happening there, but it seems that's how always NVIDIA behave to a certain degree. And there was something, the GeForce partner program. Since then, since they wrap up scrap that program, they avoid having written contracts or written agreements as much as they can, so they don't have to deliver from their end of the deal here. But yeah, it's not good. And even on consumer side, it might seem it's not affected to you, but it is affecting us as a consumer. Mainly because of you notice that on how they behave, especially regards price to performance and how they launch their products, the even the specs. It's like borderline, almost sufficient in some instances, at least compared with in this case with AMD, and in the entry level compared with Intel, the Intel Arc GPUs, and some of the AMD are way better in terms of price to performance and NVIDIA. And again, it's because of the mind share to a certain degree of people knowing that NVIDIA is the dominant thing here. It's not good practice when you got paid to deliver a product and then you delay the shipping, and you might get even more delayed if some other clients that do kind of, I assume that there's going to be some kind of these shenanigans with other clients paying, for example, an extra premium for speeding up the delivery of the product they already paid for. Yeah, this is not part of the contract. There, when you pay something, you and they have an expected or estimated time of delivery, and they just delay, and if you just basically try to get an alternative there, I assume that NVIDIA will try to get like a fee for for the fact that you give up on them, and they just get like a retainer or something like that. At least that seems to be what usually cartels in any kind of area of business usually do. It's just get almost put people on a situation that they seem they are hostage to a situation they are not supposed to. But yeah, the code itself, I don't know. It's replying to Tom's hardware. It's not here the question or the comment here, but this happens more than expected. NVIDIA does this with the DC customers. I don't know what this is. OEMs, AIBs, press, and resellers. They learned from the GeForce Partner Program to not put into writing. They just don't ship after a customer has ordered. They are the GPU cartel and they control all supply. It's one of the things, and when you, similar to Apple, even though they control basically all the supply chain, which to all intents and purposes should make things a little bit more cheaper because they don't have to pay extra to rent that part of the supply chain. Supposedly gets at least cheaper products, which is not the case with NVIDIA. They basically control all the supply chain to a certain degree. And yeah, and especially on AIBs, which reflects a little bit on us as a consumers, that they control a lot of that, and they force AIBs to certain positions that makes them less profitable in terms of the product they sell. Again, this is one of the things that I've been noticing a lot. It's in the back of my head. It's one of the reasons, not the main reason, but one of the reasons that also made me jump into AMD this time around. Similarly, that I have in terms of what I pretended to do as workloads, and the fact that the price difference between, at this moment in time, I managed to get around getting 7900 XTX, and I got that and the option of maybe jumping into 4080 at the time, and I jumped to the 7900 XTX because in terms of performance, even in gaming, I got more VRAM out of it. The rasterized performance is head to head, so it's the same when I want to do some gaming on the side. And yeah, and the price is at the time was way cheaper, and not even with the technology that NVIDIA has or had at the time, was not a premium that I was willing to pay for. And the fact that in the back of my mind, I kind of knew that it's a little bit they're a little bit screwy, at least with the AAB partners, and yeah, that's one of the reasons also that I went from AMD, even though it's not the best generation ever, but I'm pretty satisfied with the product that I have from AMD. The drivers behave good. Again, the complications that I had, for example, with the live streams in terms of crashing, is more about how I have my overall setup with the live stream and recording everything. Like I'm just pushing my hardware to the limits, and I for sure will have the same issues even if I jumped, for example, to an NVidia GPU, even with a 4090. It's I'm pushing the limits, but again, as you might notice in the last live streams, if you watch any of those, I managed to tweak a little bit the settings that I don't have basically any kind of issues there. But yeah, NVIDIA is not behaving at its best, and we continue with that with their GeForce Now program, which is like streaming thing there. Now the free tier will have make you watch ads before gaming, and from what I understand, I never tried this. I will probably will never will, but the gist of from what I got from the article here is basically you got several tiers. Of course, they are paid tiers and everything, and this depending on how much you pay, you get less waiting for a slot on the server to be free. So if you have the free tier, your queue times will be larger, of course, and it's not even promised to a certain degree that even if you are getting a slot to play the game that you want to play, that you will not basically kicked out to a certain degree. And putting that aside, you get to get ads before your time is free. They're saying here that this will not affect the ads, which supposedly are kept to 2 minutes, will have any kind of effect on the queue waiting list. But again, we are dealing with corporations that just want to profit. I'm sure this will be like the best case scenario, that you have like a 2 time period where you, I don't know, maybe 2 free ads, 30 seconds each, probably, that are unskippable because you're just basically waiting to play the game. And then you play, like, for example, half an hour, and you have like a premium tier guy that needs the slot, and you're just going to kick out. So you, yeah, it's like free to play games in a cell phone, which basically I assume when you want to refresh something like energy, let's say, or any kind of resource that usually it's free, you just have to go around and deal with the ads imputed in the system. And yeah, this does not look good to me. It's just for, yeah, this is not good. It's the same thing. For example, I think Netflix also has like will try even with the lower tier implement ads here and there. I think the same thing it's happening. I'm not sure with the Apple service there on the streaming service, and I think Amazon has a free tier. If you have like the base Amazon Prime stuff there, you can access the thing, but I think you have to deal with ads also. I'm not sure. I'm not very much of a streaming service guy. I try to avoid those because if you think about it, when you start accumulating several services, it's the same thing that you buy a cable service. So I don't know. It's pretty difficult. I try to get around and try to own every media that I watch. And that also applies to games, even though mainly what I can do here is through Steam, and at this moment in time Steam doesn't let us down yet. We will see. We will have to wait and see how they're going about it there in that field. But yeah, NVIDIA GeForce Now will have watch you ads on the free tier, again on the free tier, and I think on the lower end of the tier that you pay for, like the cheapest tier, they will soon enough will implement also, because while you're waiting, just watch the Nato 2 and everything will be okay. I think it's what they do. They just squeeze out every kind of second they can get out of you to get money. Continue with bad news. Similarly, Sony Interactive Entertainment lays off 900 staff. Again, this is around 88% of their workforce, and they closed down the London studio. I'm not sure if it is the only. No, it's not the only United Kingdom and Europe studio. The London studios got closed. A lot of reductions all over the place, even from Insomniac, Naughty Dog, and even Guerrilla Games. Even though Insomniac and Naughty Dog, I think they performed well in terms of money wise. But yeah, again, there's also been some games as a service on the back burner. I think they mentioned here. Again, it is the thing of you're throwing money in budgets that when you do that, when you increase your budget for production in terms of making games, then you have to have an expectation or a minimum expectation of sales. And given all the conditions of the markets and how the economy goes in terms of global scale, which is not perfect or any kinds of good, the sales will not reflect on the projections for sure, because they then need to make over projections or project over what it's realistic in this given the condition of the market. And of course, it's always a little bit tricky to try to estimate how the market will be in 5 years time, which is usually at this moment in time the average of the production cycle of a game. But yeah, even though that's why you just limit your budget, then you have all the DEI stuff for sure. You get a lot of mergers lately that will duplicate the roles in certain areas of the studios and publishers and all that stuff. Plus the fact that you have again the production budget inflated, and that is not reflecting on the sales, even though you make some money. Plus the fact that you have the companies that just want to have a better quarter than the quarter before, which doesn't help. Yeah, got a lot of these things accumulating, and we are seeing a lot of layoffs here, which is not good in the overall scheme of things. Even though sometimes I can understand when you get a merger, again, it's inevitable that a lot of roles, usually especially in the back office, like human resources kind of a thing there, usually they tend to duplicate themselves, and there's no need to have like extra people for the same job in certain aspects, and there are always going to be layoffs in these kind of things. But yeah, a lot of reductions, got a lot of these letters here, like a lot of corporate talk for sure. But yeah, it's not good news. But yeah, it is what it is. I don't think NACOM connected. It's tomorrow, I think. But yeah, it's not good news here. And lastly, we got Enotria. The last song launch will be moved, of course, due to the Elden Ring Shadow of the Earth 3. They were basically... I didn't recall the launch date. I covered the launch date, but again, my memory is very... it's very finicky with dates and names. They were programmed to launch June 21st. Again, it's the same date that the Shadow of the Earth 3, and of course the fact that Enotria is kind of a Souls-ish, as Miyazaki says, kind of a game there. Yeah, they have to delay that. They have to move because it's going to try to compete directly. Yeah, it was it was a mishappen. Because yeah, I might cover this like almost 9 days ago when they announced this, and then again only 3 days later we got it was like a shadow drop, let's say, in terms of announcements regarding the Shadow of the Earth 3. But yeah, I think they will communicate better on 21st of March. Again, they may be trying to see a slot to launch the game. I don't know if they're going to not delay, but put launch earlier or not. Maybe it will be a better move, because a lot of people that are going to, me included, that are going to deal with Shadow of the Earth 3 will spend a few weeks at least, if not months, just driving insane playing Shadow of the Tree, try to see every nook and cranny with lore stuff and all that jazz. I think if they they put the launch date in the beginning of June, maybe it will be a better way to go about it. But yeah, supposedly we will get on 21st of March some more specific news regarding the launch of the Enotria, which seems very interesting. It's kind of the Souls-ish kind of a thing there. You got the mask thing, and I think the sword will be the same. I don't know if in terms of the masks and the layout and the loadout, sorry, they are relevant for that. The between masks and loadouts, you can save, I think, 3 loadouts or something like that. We'll see how it goes. I think in terms of upgrading from the sense that it got me, I think it's going to be similar to Sekiro. So after you defeat specific enemies, you will get specific outputs in terms of how the stats goes about it. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We'll have for sure by almost the end of March more news regarding this game, which got me interested. Like a few years ago, I covered this. Like at least a year ago, I covered this when they announced that this game will be out. But yeah, it is what it is in terms of news that I got for you today. I'm just going to wrap up with some gaming deals. We got jusant on Steam. It's 25% off. Again, very positive, like platformer kind of a thing there, with some puzzles there, environmental puzzles. Very interesting how they went about this game. We got also Pacific Drive. We got at least a day until we got the introductory offer here. Again, this is a very indie game, very intricate on the gameplay systems there. And again, very positive reviews all over the place. The reviews that I've been watching they are all in accordance with a very positive experience with the game itself. We got also The Invincible. It's 25% off. Very story driven, based on a book of a Polish author, I think, not mistaken. But yeah, Stanislaw Lu. It's a hard sci-fi. We got also Horizon Zero Dawn complete edition, so we got all the DLC there. 75% off. I think it's an excellent price here. On GOG, we got Cult of the Lamb, 35% off. Got around 12 hours until it's off. Also the same thing for Dredge, 30% off, around 12 hours. I assume 10 hours when the publishing of this video. And Slay the Spire. Again, this is a recommendation for me. I've been playing this on and off like every day or so. I try to do some runs here and there, and it's a tough one, but it's a very entertaining one. And yeah, this is what I got for you today. We'll see about live streaming. I don't know if I can do anything today. Maybe I'll try to reserve the rest of the day, and I don't know if tomorrow to organize the active gameplay series to get a better delivery for the rest of the week. But yeah, I will wrap up here with just the plug on my Patreon. As an extra support here, at this moment in time, my main urgency is storage for me to be able to have backups of stuff that I do for my clients, and some extra space for the videos that I do for the channel. And with all that said, guys, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, Kunamy Master out.